Yes, sir. That is a hog.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Brian here again. Just want to talk to you a little bit today and tell you a little bit about something that I love doing, throwing a crankbait. So today we went out and we went fishing, and it was a little bit cloudy and a little bit rainy, so the fishing was not prime. But my son caught a couple. I had a few bites, but nothing major. But yeah, let's talk about crankbaits. So what's a crankbait? Well, it's a plastic bait most of the time. Some of them are made from balsa wood, but it's a bait that you crank your reel and it pulls it through the water. Square bill crankbaits in particular are something that I really love to throw. And what's a square bill crankbait? Well, this is a square bill crankbait. And what this is a square bill. See the square? It's a square. Yeah, that's right. Square bill. So what I like about square bills, two things really. Number one is the action that it has. When it swims through the water, it's doing a little wobble action like that. And fish can't resist that, man. They see that going by and they go, ooh, that thing's injured and hurting or something. I'm going to go check it out. And they go check it out. And they'll bite on it. And then the other thing that I like about them, they're not weedless because it's got hooks. Let's look at that. Treble hooks. So not one, not two, but three. And this has two sets. So that's 6 hooks that can get caught on things. But if you pay attention to when you're fishing them and when you're cranking them out there, you can avoid getting hung up most of the time. I mean, it does happen, but what you do is when you're cranking that thing, that bill tends to want to go down. So when it's going down, it'll bump into stuff like logs and sticks and stuff like that. When it's bumping into that, you can go as a fisherman, ooh, let off, and it'll float up because they float. And then you can continue your retrieve. Or number two, when it's swimming along like this and it starts bumping something, you can go, that may not be a stick, that might be a fish. And then you set the hook. When you set the hook, you catch the fish. Well, most of the time. Sometimes when you set the hook, you catch the log or the tree. But that's part of fishing. That's part of everything. I mean, you win some, you lose some. That's everyday life, right? So let's talk about colors, shall we? Colors. Where to begin with colors? Well, let's just not even get crazy with it. There is a rainbow assortment of colors, right? I mean, everything under the sun is on a bait at some point in particular. So I try to keep it real simple. I try to keep it between darks and lights. Darks, like this bright red and dark black, those are really good for stained water conditions or dirty water conditions. And what I mean by that is water that you can't see down into very well. So you put your bait in the water, you drop it down 2, 3, 4 inches, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. Like magic, it disappears. Well, that's stained or dirty water. And that's where you need these darker colors because that puts off a bigger profile and it lets the fish see something, it doesn't know what, swimming through there. Well, being a predatory animal and an opportunist, they'll just snatch at it just because, hey, I can't let that meal pass me by, you know. The other thing is lighter colors and a little more natural looking. Like this here's a bluegill color. It's got a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, a little bit of yellow. That's more of a clear water situation where the fish can actually see what the bait is. Then you want it to look like something a little more natural, something that they would actually eat. I mean, if you want to catch a deer, you got to go where there's food and where there's other things that deer like. Okay, so if you want to catch a bass, you got to find out what they're particular in. What do they like? What's their delicacy or whatever? And most of the time around here, crawdads and bluegills is what our bass like to eat. So you throw a bluegill or a crawdad looking bait out there in a clear water situation, chances are, boom, they're going to hit it. So there are limitless colors out there. But again, me personally, I keep it to darks and lights just because there's 2 situations where you need it. Everything else under the sun is really made for you, the fisherman. I mean, we've got pretty ones. We've got dark blue. You know, we've got even dark blue. I mean, we've got really dark blue, almost black. We've got more bluegill. We got your redder ones, there's yellow ones, there's all kinds of them out there. Those are mostly made for you though. Most of the time when you buy a lure in the store, somebody's wanting to make some money off of it. So they go, ooh, if a fisherman sees that, he'll go, I bet that'll get bit, and I'll buy it. Hey, $5, $6, $7 adds up really quick. So there are literally thousands and thousands of colors, and there are literally thousands and thousands of different styles. I just happen to like the square bills myself. I do have lipless cranks like this here. Then what that is just a crankbait with no lip. Ooh, Lieutenant Lipless, you ain't got no lips. Lipless cranks are nice. They have their time and their place. You definitely want to throw those more of in an open water situation, just because those are going to get hung up on something if they come across anything, because there's nothing to bump, nothing for them to go ooh and then drop up. So yeah, you definitely want to have the right bait for the right situation. So get you some square bills, keep them in your back pocket. Well, maybe not in your back pocket. That'd be kind of silly. Hey, why do I got a hook in my butt cheek? I don't know what's going on. But keep a couple in your tackle box, you know, just for those tough bite situations. When they're not biting, throw you a small crank. You'd be surprised. Don't be scared of them. They're great. I love them. But, you know, I'm just one person with his opinions. So anyway, catch a couple of these fish here that you're going to see in this video clip, and you'll see that it's a great time. And hey, hope to see you next time.
Small cranks, baby. Small cranks.
Well, guys, that's a wrap on today's video. Hopefully I was able to teach you a little something, and yeah, maybe change your fishing game up a little bit. Until next time, we'll see you, fam. Deuces, and have a good one.